Hi guys. I have been waiting for things to calm down today and to get everything done so that I could post a video. And that doesn't really happen when you have 5 kids. So, I feel like I've wasted time the last couple days, precious time defending myself, trying to explain myself, convince people like I'm not doing this for any kind of sinister motives. Yeah, so I have connected with a lot of parents. I re-downloaded Messenger last night. I had been off Facebook for a couple months and just got back on a few weeks ago. And actually, I'd been off since January, so more than a couple months. But and I did that because I really needed to focus on Jesus and my family and really kind of work out the last of my kinks, I guess. Not that we've ever completely worked anything out, but I had some kinks to work out. So anyway, this is Gage. Gage, you want to say hi? No, Gage just got hurt. So I started a video and had to stop it because he jumped off the bed and hurt his ankle. But anyway, so he's sitting here with me. He's not the happiest right now, but he's okay. But anyway, so yeah, a couple things. I've connected with some parents. I've seen that some of my old posts from 2012 have kind of crept up. And also I wanted to say, in one of my posts, I put that my son was informally diagnosed. I put that because it was a psychiatrist that suggested PANDAS to me. She had worked at CHOP in Philadelphia. I believe that's in Philadelphia. She actually wasn't even at this practice in my town very long, but long enough to, play her part in our journey. So anyway, the healing with my son really began with a cry out to God in my kitchen. I had spent weeks. I actually went to the nutrition store and put together a supplement regimen. There was a lady there, well, actually the owner of it, she had dealt with a lot of Lyme disease. When I told her what my son was experiencing, and his symptoms, she talked to me about Lyme, that her whole family had dealt with Lyme disease. So she gave me a couple DVDs too. Actually never did watch them, but she, did help direct me to, some supplements. There were some things I had found online. I looked up supplements for ticks, different things like that. Well, I had actually signed my son up. I was taking him to get a colonic. Now, I want to say right now, a lot of the things that I did back then, I was not, I was a Christian back then, but I didn't read the Bible. I did not go to church regularly. I pretty much just prayed in desperation. I was not praying, all day about everything the way that I do now. I felt very connected to God and I had a really strong faith, but I know now I really wasn't practicing Christianity, which in turn left the door open for these attacks. So one thing I truly learned that I really need to put out here before I ramble on too much and get sidetracked is my own oppression, my own emotional baggage was affecting my child. And it was almost as if Satan was using this thing to distract me, to keep me from becoming free. Because if we become free as parents, that trickles down into our children. If my parents broke their bondage, then that would have trickled down into me. And I just feel like these, I'm going to call them like generational curses, just sort of get passed down to the next generation to deal with it. And the only way to deal with it, I want to say right now, is through Jesus Christ. He is the only healer. He is the only savior. So with that said, a lot of what I went through with my son and what I'm going to share is not anything I would recommend to anyone else. I've had a couple people ask me about Reiki, that if that was the kind of healing that we did that healed my son, because I probably have some old posts floating around from like 2013, probably suggesting these things, because I truly was amazed by what I fell into. And I believe that when the night I cried out to God, I was guided to a naturopathic doctor. I found one online. This was 2012. You didn't really hear about much of that stuff back then. So, I had trouble finding a naturopathic doctor. I did find one that night. And I truly feel, God hears our cries out to him and he answers our prayers. But guys, the enemy is listening too. And Satan is a copycat. God speaks in dreams. God comes to us in dreams and speaks to us through our dreams. Well, you best believe Satan does too. He's going to come in. He's going to pretend. I mean, that's what I realized in all this, is at different times I was actually following demonic influences, thinking it was God. So it's funny that people were condemning me for being like this religious fanatic that was using that to try to convert people, I guess, because some years back, I was a freaking witch. Like, not knowing it, I thought it was God. I was totally tricked by Satan, totally deceived. Like, Satan is the king of deception, the king of manipulation, the prince of darkness. He created lies. He's the father of lies. So as God was guiding me, careful. Sorry. As God was guiding me, Satan was right there trying to twist things up too. And because of